So now's a great time to be starting your seeds, especially the spring crops. You can direct so many things. I just did a video on how to direct sow your spring veggies like your root crops and peas. I want to show you our really cheap setup for starting seeds. We get most of our seed pots and all of these things for free, like from nurseries. So that's a great resource for you to go to nurseries. Even like Lowe's and Home Depot will have areas where they're recycling, and just ask. Most of the time they're more than happy to give you those things because they just go in the garbage. I've even gone and got them out of the dumpster before. So you see that I have just these like simple shelves, and then these are LED shop lights. They're about $10 a piece. You maybe you'll find a little bit cheaper. I bought like 10 and it was like $100 or so. So not super cheap, but if you're only gonna start, like obviously I start way more seeds than most people, but just make sure that you have the light so it's gonna be close enough to your seeds so that when they start to pop up, they don't stretch and get leggy. So that's the first thing. And then these seeds are producing a little bit of heat. So if you have something on top of them, I think it's going to be just fine. It's actually getting a little hot with the seed starting mats in here and the lights. So I'll probably take the seed mats off. I do have my pepper trays doubled. So this has water in it and there's no holes. And then this one up here has holes in it. So it's kind of buffering the heat. But so you don't even have to have a heat mat because these lights are actually producing a little bit of heat. And if you put them someplace really warm in your house, they're going to be just fine. Ours are in the basement, so it's not super warm. Down here I have my potatoes that I've chitted, and then they are waiting to get a place in the ground. I have ginger up here that I'm waking up. Here are some cosmos. And there's a chocolate mint start. So I wanted to take everything outside so that I have room to start tomatoes, because we will be starting tomatoes probably in the next week or so. But all of these will be tomatoes. All of them. So we'll have lots and lots of tomatoes started. I usually start tomatoes in the like, the like 2.5 by 2.5 inch pots rather than the little 6Ls, because I don't want to up pot, because I did that many times and I don't like it. It takes a lot of extra work. So I just plant them in a little bit bigger pot to start with, and then they have plenty of room to grow. So yeah, that's our seed starting setup. I showed you in the last video how I just have seeds outside, or starts outside. So look, most of that's just garden soil that I took up out of the garden, got a bag of compost and a little bit of peat, mix it together. You don't even really need the peat if you're using pots. If you don't have access to pots, anything that you can put a hole in the bottom of it that will hold water will work. Let's see. You can do a milk jug. Cut the top of the milk jug off. Actually make like a hinge, and this will become a greenhouse. I don't have any inside here, but so right here is just one of those cheapy little tubs that I got. I don't even know where they came from. Probably the Dollar Tree. But I did soil blocks in those. You can just plant in there, and they can pop up. You can make soil balls. Outside, we have a lot of like the plastic shoe boxes or totes that are clear. You can actually just put the lid on, and it acts as like a greenhouse outside. Now, if it's warm like it is today or really sunny, especially for spring crops, you're going to want to take the lid off. But starting your own garden does not have to be expensive at all. It can be extremely cheap. You don't even need lights. Stick them in a sunny window. As long as they're getting sun on the whole tray, they're not going to get leggy. And it's going to be warm enough most of the time now for you to put them outside anyway. So go ahead and start those seeds. Go to the Indianapolis Public Library, grab some free seeds. They have amazing seeds like Johnny Seeds, Seed Savers Exchange, fantastic quality seeds. And they also have great little like tip sheets and a pamphlet for you to be able to get and to show what you're supposed to do with those seeds. Google is your best friend. If it's way too hard, find an easier way. Find an easier way. Oh, one more tip. Most of the time here in Indianapolis, you need to test your soil for lead. So Flaner House and I believe Marion County Health Department. Also check like with your kid's school or the library, any of these kind of community resource places to see if they have any lead testing kits. You can also contact in Indiana. You can contact Purdue exchange offices, and every county has one, and they can oftentimes get you access to that, or let you know where you can get it. Or I believe that they even do soil testing. So if you want to send off your soil, a lot of times you can do that. There are little soil testing kits like for pH and different nutrients and things like that at big box stores. I've never used those, so I can't really say anything about it. I'm not too concerned about nutrients in my soil because a lot of times if you see how your plants are reacting, then you can see what you're in need of. So if your plants aren't looking right, Google exactly what you're seeing in your area and the plant, and oftentimes it's going to tell you what's going on with that plant, so then you know what to do. Like nitrogen deficiency, right, is very, very common. So you can add some fish fertilizer, some compost, anything that gets you some nitrogen. It can uptick that. So keep an eye on your plants. Make sure that you're watering them, especially if they're inside. Make sure that they're staying moist on top until they are sprouted. So if you have any questions, feel free to DM me. Happy planting. I hope to be able to show you guys how you can garden really cheap or even free. Pretty much everything that we've done has been on less than a shoestring budget. I'm going to say like a hair budget, right? So this is great. Oh, one more quick tip. Grab organic ginger and organic potatoes from the grocery store to use as your seed potatoes, including sweet potatoes. They don't spray the growth inhibitor on them, so they will sprout, and it's way cheaper than buying it from, buying seed potatoes. And it's really easy to do. So, happy gardening.